Hey there, morning friends. So I just got a great email from someone who read my book and is watching this channel. Somebody who serves in the military. So first off, thank you for your service. All of you do tremendous things, keeping us the greatest country in the world, protecting us, and all of that. So thank you for that. The basic question is, what would you do if you're in our situation? So let me, in a broad brush, paint the situation that I recall him outlining. And here it is. So basically, they're a young couple, husband and wife. Let's say they're 30 years old. They're about to be, I guess, moving to a base for a 2-year assignment in San Diego, California, and they're looking to buy a house. They just got approved for a VA loan, a veterans loan, Veteran Administration's loan, I guess technically. And it's good terms, right? 0% down, can't beat that. 4% interest rate, hard to beat that. But unfortunately, they're going to San Diego, which is a pretty high-priced California market. And they're, I guess, both excited and nervous, which is probably the right thing to do. So first off, you're right to be nervous. And their question is, what should we do, right? Nothing in San Diego makes sense. It's really expensive. All of that. So I guess the first thing I would say is, remember my book and talking about alligators, right? Alligators are real, negative cash flow, all of that. So, the other thing I should say is I don't know San Diego market at all, right? So this is basically an informed decision, but without knowing San Diego. So take that for what it's worth. What I would say is think about the end in mind, right? So you're willing to live somewhere for 2 years. Awesome. But you got to remember, you're going to, I don't know how it works in the military, but you're probably not going to be there in 2 years. So it's got to be a rental. The question I think you have to ask yourself is, who do you want to rent to, right? Because I imagine you could rent to, the next military person who has a 2-year service. Maybe that's a good idea. In that case, I would suspect you'd want to be close to the base. Again, just guessing. Or you could say, you know what? No, we want to be out more in the suburbs and rent to families. Again, all good questions, but things I would ask. The other things you could do is, if you were willing to rent to the base, is maybe in the future, instead of renting to a couple like you and your wife, maybe you want a house hack when you leave, and you want to rent, the bedrooms to different military folks. Now, obviously, the expenses are going to go up. You have to check make sure it's legal, right? Because I guess there's some CC&Rs that make that not legal now, and so check those out. Always do the right thing. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what you want at the end, and that means once you know that, you can sort of understand what you want to do now. First off, if nothing makes financial sense, don't do it. Just don't. Don't ever put yourself in a situation like you have to buy because you have to buy. That's what got a lot of people in trouble last time. If the market doesn't make sense, you don't see a way out, it's a negative cash flow, I don't care if you have a 0% down, 4% interest rate, you're going to lose the property. Don't do that. So again, it's okay not making a decision. The other thing I would do is, as I talk about in the book, is do your homework. You never know when markets change, when you'll find that unique situation. And again, if you know what you're looking for, you can look for those. So instead of, looking at the entire San Diego market, I would start to look in different areas, different property types, and those kinds of things. So I guess I would tell you is, you don't have to do anything. So if that's what you're feeling, you don't have to. The other thing is, do your homework. And lastly, and probably most importantly, think about the end. Who do you want to rent to when you're done? Is it more military folks? Is it a family? Do you want a house hack and rent bedrooms? I think those are the kind of questions you have to ask yourself. And then the other thing, again, just totally off the wall, if you are going to live there for 2 years, an option could be to sell. Because I still believe there's that $250,000 or $500,000 tax advantage if you live in your house for 2 years. So that just goes to the fact of, hey, in 2 years it doesn't make sense as a rental. Maybe we want to sell it. So you'll have that option as well. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you very much for reading the book. If you haven't, do me a favor and leave a 5-star review. I'd love to see that and read about it. And a selfie of you holding the book with you and your wife would be awesome. Hopefully that makes sense. Have a great day.